Okay, hello everybody. My name is Fraser and I'm the main person behind this group, Online English Teaching Jobs, Online Teachers Club and Teachers Exchange. And today I'm going to be answering some of your questions. So I get a lot of the same questions sent to my inbox from online teachers or those waiting or wishing to get into the game. So it's going to be easier if I just answer each one with a video, and then when I get asked again in future, I can reference the video. So here is a major question that almost always gets asked in every forum. Here's one that was asked today. Good morning all. I have decided to return to online teaching as it means earning a little extra after a full day's work at my Thai school. The hours will be 5 p.m. onwards to 6 p.m. Chinese time suit my family. I used to work for Landy and was earning 25 USD per hour. I know online teaching has taken some significant cuts. It has, yes, over the years. However, could you enlighten me to how much an experienced online teacher with a BA can earn, and which companies give the best, most reliable, or which companies are the best? So basically the question is, how much can I make and what's the best online school to work for? This is the question I get all the time. Hey, which is the best company that's hiring right now? What's the best school to work for? So let me be totally honest. When I get this question, I never recommend a specific company because honestly, the market has become very saturated and the quality of the online teaching companies has really dropped. And there are very few that pay a reasonable wage and are good people to work for, apart from maybe some smaller niche companies you might find. But all of the big mega companies, mostly in China, some of them in South America, they do not treat teachers very well, and that's why I would not recommend any of them. But I'm not saying you shouldn't. I have worked for many companies online before, and you can do that, and you can make money do that. You can make a full-time income doing that and travel the world like I do, or not. But I don't mean to be negative. It's just there isn't any specific companies that stand out as amazing, which is why there is no best online school to work for. So if you're teaching online, let's talk about how much you can earn, and then let me explain where you can actually go to find companies. So you don't have to just ask randomly what is the best, because everybody will just generally just recommend the one that they work for, or they may be worried that the company they work for may have too many teachers, so they may stay quiet if they have a good one. So asking that question, you're unlikely to get good answers. Let's go through what teachers should be earning online, and then let's go through some different websites and platforms where you can search for online teaching jobs. Drop my phone. Okay, so I did post at the top of the group. If we go to the pinned post, onlineenglishteachingjobs.com is our platform and Facebook group. We now have 137,000 members, and we try our best to keep the page up to date and quality posts coming through. Okay, so here's a message I put up from recruiters to help them understand what they should expect when hiring teachers, but teachers can look at this to try and work out what they should be charging, or what kind of price they should be expecting from companies. Now, this is not for freelancing. If you're freelancing, you can probably charge much more. This is for companies hiring or teachers that want to work for a company. So the first option, if you're a native English speaker, you should never work for less than $10 an hour. This is the bare minimum. If you're a non-native teacher, I understand the market's different, and you may happily accept between 3 and 10, which seems mostly between 3 and 7 seems, between 2 and 7 seems what's often offered non-native speakers. Is it fair? I don't know. It's just the way the market is. The consumer wants to pay this amount, so that's the way it is, or they're not willing to pay these amounts, supply and demand, blah, blah, blah. It's the way the market is. You can be unhappy and say it's racist or whatever, but it's just the way the market is. You have to adapt and deal with what reality is. So, yeah, but as a native speaker, you should not be accepting under 10. Now, most of the online jobs and the big companies are paying somewhere between $10 and $15 an hour, with most of them in the 12, 13, 14 bracket. So if you're an online English teacher and you're just a regular guy, you have a guy or gal, you have a TESOL certificate and that's it, a little bit of teaching experience or none, then this is the kind of rate you should be expecting. So this is kind of for West. I explained to recruiters at this price you're getting conversation partners, not experienced and qualified teachers or educators. You're getting teachers with none or little qualifications, but maybe experienced, and qualification doesn't always mean good or bad teacher. Some of the best teachers I know have very few qualifications, and some of the worst that I know have a PhD. So that's what it is. So if you are TEFL certificate and you have a degree and you are a genuine teacher working in schools, then you should probably be aiming for this rate. Now I say aiming because it may not be possible to find a company that's willing to pay it. As she mentioned in her post, I've lost it now, but as she mentioned in her post, she used to get $25 an hour. So did a lot of people four plus years ago, before COVID and before the situation in China where education was cracked down on and a lot of things were closed down. Now the market is much more saturated, so it's you're going to struggle. It's not impossible. These jobs do exist, but unless you are very specialized, maybe a fully qualified teacher in your country with QTC, qualified teacher status, and a postgraduate certificate of education, you're going to struggle to get anything more than 20. And the majority of offers in companies will be 10 to 15. Now, as I mentioned before, if you do have qualified teacher status and a degree in education, something like that, and experience working in real schools, then you may be able to earn more. There are schools that, for example, there's one school that specializes in teaching kids from international schools abroad, courses on GCSEs or courses on English literature. Usually the higher rate, the subject you're teaching is more specialized. It isn't just conversational English normally. And again, 40 plus is very rare these days, unfortunately. I'd like to be honest about the way the market is, but again, it's although it's rare, probably less than 1% of positions offering this kind of amount. And when they do offer it, they want someone very, very specialized and very experienced and very good, like the kind of teacher that does a trial and gets the student signing up 80% of the time. All right. Remember, you get what you pay for. Recruiters, quality teachers who know their value will not accept lower offers. Okay, so to continue with her question, what is the best company? Unfortunately, there isn't one. But that doesn't mean you can't comfortably work for a company that pays 10 to 15, do 20, 30 hours a week, and have enough to live fine in places like Thailand, the Philippines, South America. You would struggle in a Western country unless your accommodation is already paid for, you're living with family or something like that. You would struggle to survive. But in Asia or in other countries, lower cost of living countries, 20 to 30 hours a week on a $13 an hour position is comfortable. You can live very comfortably on that. So it is an option. Now, let's look at where you can go for finding positions. So I always recommend teachers, if you're just getting into the game, if you've got no experience, then go and work for some companies first. Don't worry about how much they're paying. Just get in there and get some real experience. then start shopping around. Do not think I'm going to go to one company, it's going to be great, and I'm going to be loyal to them. It doesn't work that way. You've probably got to work for 2, 3, 4 different companies, and bounce around different companies, different hours. Like this company might be good for morning shift, this is my evening shift company, or these are my weekend companies. So these days, it's rare that a company will give enough hours from one company, but it does happen. But it's rare, and it's always good. You don't want all your eggs in one basket. If one company falls through, you've got other options. So as an online English teacher, and if you're really going down the route of working for companies, then I always recommend apply to lots of them. So where can you find them? We just released our new list, onlineenglishteachingjobs.com, so it's easy to find. Link is up there. And we just put together with me and all the community in online in the Facebook group to create a list of all the companies that we've ever found that are hiring or have ever hired. And the idea is this will be a community voted list where you can vote up companies you like. Italki is very popular at the moment, and you can vote down companies that you are not happy with or have had bad experiences with. Each company has a link that will take you directly to the profile. That's at the start. Let me make this smaller. Oh, one moment, everybody. All right. Okay, never mind. Anyway, here we go. So you can click on this to go to go directly to their website. You can vote companies you like up and down, and hopefully within a few months, and this community's putting their input in, we should have a really accurate and updated list of what the situation is, what companies are out there, what they're paying, and which ones are good or bad. Again, I've summarized teachers' opinions into little comments, the good and the bad, and I'll put warnings where something serious has happened with this company. For example, here, Cambly. It says this company has been known to have a lot of flashers. So men who expose themselves to women, or the other way around, because they want a cheaper, because unfortunately sometimes it's cheaper to pay for a teacher than that kind of service online. So yeah, I'm not sure if they still have that issue, but they did have it for a while, because Cambly, you get connected to a random student and you get paid per minute of talk time. So this is one way you can go and research companies and find a company that you want to work for. Now, there is another option. Now, I always recommend teachers, if you want to do this profession, online teaching, for a long time, then you need to at least aim that you're going to move towards freelancing and starting your own school at some point. It's difficult to have a good career just working for other companies. So, but there is a middle ground. There's something called create a profile company. And these schools, for example, italki is one. You create your italki. You create your teaching profile. They promote you to students, and students buy your courses, and then you pay a commission, 15% to the company for providing the service of marketing your services. These kind of platforms I like. They're kind of in the middle between working for a company and freelancing, because you still, a company's controlling the algorithm and other things. They are very competitive. So if you do go down this route, just as if you go down freelancing, it's very important to specialize. Make sure you're offering something different, something premium if you want, something very specialized, so that you can target more of a niche market. So I only teach kids online, but I do up to adults, and I do IELTS examinations as well. The IELTS classes are very popular, as well as my phonics classes for young children. So specializing is a good way to succeed on these profiles. Another one is OutSchool. OutSchool is another create a profile type company. If you can get in this one, it can be very lucrative because you create group classes. You could charge like $15 an hour to 6 students. That's $90 an hour you'd be getting paid for that group class. And you may be laughing, haha, no one will pay that. No, plenty of students all around the world are willing to pay $15 for a group class that's of high quality. So there's plenty of teachers who make lots and lots of money on these platforms. But again, competitive, difficult. You've got to be a very good teacher. You've got to put together a convincing profile. You've got to make sure that you're really good at your craft if you want to earn in these kind of places. Whereas if you just want to be a conversational teacher and work for the regular companies, you don't really have to work on your craft. You just have to be able to speak English to somebody, maybe offer a few corrections here and there. So, you know, there's a reason you can earn more doing these kind of things. All right, so where are some other places you can go to look for jobs? Now, one that people don't always know about is ESL Cafe. It used to be called Dave's ESL Cafe. This is like a really old school website where teachers used to find jobs abroad, teaching jobs abroad, but they now have an online section. If you just search online, you'll see there are tons and tons of companies looking for online teachers at the moment. There are several pages. So this is a good place to sometimes find really good companies in here, or very small companies that maybe only have 3 or 4 teachers offering decent rates. And sometimes it's nice to work for a smaller company where you're more involved in what's actually going on. So yeah, here is another place to find jobs. I've made this video a little longer than I hoped, but I'm just going to wrap things up. What is the best company to work for? There isn't one. What should you expect to earn as an online English teacher? Probably $10 to $15 an hour if you're working for a basic company, 15 to 25 if you're working for more of a premium school, and 25 plus if you're really specializing and usually teaching more academic courses such as preparing students for school examinations and things like that. All right, so I hope that helped. And finish off, what should you really be doing as an online teacher long term? You should be looking into freelancing. It's what I do. All my students are freelance now, and we've brought in 2 more teachers now, so we have a team of 3, and I earn commission on the teachers that work for me as well, but I pay them fairly and I treat them well, and we'll just keep slowly growing that way. So I'm still very optimistic about this industry. There's lots and lots and lots of opportunity to make lots of money in this industry. If you do, I'm a big believer, if you provide a good service, you will receive paying customers. So it's not easy, and it takes a long time to build up a reputation and market yourself and find students and things like that. But once you get started and you put a lot of effort into it, you can have a comfortable career teaching English online. I live here in Thailand. We just built our house this year. I'm married here, and we've lived here in Thailand for 12 years, but I've been traveling all over Southeast Asia while I've been here, Laos, Vietnam. I go back to the UK here and there. I'm very comfortable from teaching English online. So it is possible to do well in this industry if you work hard. All right, I hope that video helped. Maybe I should do shorter ones next time, I'm not sure, but I'll leave it there for the moment. All right, take it easy.